Hi everyone, my name is Miss Yulu Awolabi.
Yeah, wait, what am I supposed to
Introduce yourself. Don't say your name now.
I just doing myself, okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Yulu Awolabi.
Yes, and I'm a Siri
Wenjin.
I don't know why everybody keeps they change the Wenjin to Wenjin. I always say Woman Jin.
What's the pronunciation?
Wenjin.
Wow, that's it.
Yes.
Wow, what's the meaning?
Okay, my mom said the meaning contextually
Okay.
is charity begins at home.
Wow.
I usually hate the name because when I was poor and I do a bad thing, that is the name they use correct.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Miss Yulu Awolabi.
My name is Esiri Owejinya.
Wow, so we want to take you on a journey while we're celebrating Where Friends Pray at
15! Wow! Amazing! Jesus! Yeah, that has been a long
time.
Wow!
I need to recover. My voice is yet to, So Esiri says he has been there from the very beginning. I don't think so.
No, PI.
Esiri, let me explain. I think you came from the second one. I think you came from
Should be the 2007 PI.
Well, but 2007 has 12 months, right?
Yes.
So we started June. I think it was the July. Okay, by the way, so when we started, we used to have the meeting every month, and the meeting was called In His Presence. Do you remember that?
Yes, very much. Where we used one.
Redeemed Church.
Yes.
I think it's the one that we did. There's one that we did one. I said there's one that we did one. There's one we did in July. I think you came in July or August. I don't think you were not there in the first one.
It is 2007.
So some of these semi-founding members. Wow, how's it been?
Wow, Jesus, it has been amazing.
Wow.
In fact, I am very astounded to think that this is already 15 years.
I don't even know how to feel. I don't even know what to feel. I just feel like, wow, 15 years. It's very easy to take it for granted. And we've done, I lost count. I think I need to count it, right? You see it on the screen, the number of meetings we've had. That's what we've done. Then I went for a series, right? So let me talk about you. So I think the mode has not changed, but it's funny what people know it as. It used to be very strong worship.
Yeah.
Like it still is. Some people still sing, but the worship team, when I was invited back in the day, I was always invited with the worship team most times.
That's
because
right.
So if you think I come with entourage when I come minister, it's not like before. There was always a team and all of that, and
big team,
then I remember all the
squad.
like see the Ankara used to be. Look at that picture right now. Look at that uniform and all. Remember one time when we had the retreat we did one retreat one time. You were not at the retreat at Foursquare Idimo. That we didn't have so much funds for this retreat.
No, I wasn't
We didn't have so much fun for this retreat. So the guys, in fact, we entered Keke to go for the place. Different people took about 2 different Kekes. So some people have inside
Keke involved then.
Wow. Yeah. So we took that was not 2007 or 2008 was
Okay.
So we took the tricycle. For those that don't know KKC. Sorry, I apologize. And then the guys volunteered to sleep in the auditorium. It's an open auditorium, and they tied the mosquito nets with chairs. While the ladies took one room. We could only take one room. I was just managing it. And then we had one small place we're eating. But big shout out to Apostle Femi Adun. You see why he has to be here, is celebrating with us as well. It's because he came for one of the meetings. I think this must have been 2008 or 9. But Apostle Femi came. No, it can't be 8. This might have been 2010.
I think
2009 or 2010. You were very heavy with school ministry.
Yes, that's true.
So I'll tell us about seasons, alright? So Apostle Femi came, and he came from UK man. He came with his jacket and suit. The other man was used to joke. Clean shoe. It didn't matter that I was coming to meet some young people in one small, just one place, and really celebrate people that can identify not with trend, not with the hype, not because they've seen so much result, but just they could identify with hunger, with vision, with the power and the presence of God. Because he came all the way, he blessed us.
Wow.
So I mean,
How did I even miss that meeting?
I should be asking.
Okay, I think it's school. School.
It's cool because
matters.
after our so let's rewind all the way back to 2007. Yeah, and then we had Pastor Ayo Fadumi always coming for some of our meetings.
Pastor Ayo. Wow, Jesus.
Always come for meetings. Then remember this guy. Big shout out to Call to Send. Those guys,
those guys. So much a blessing. So much a blessing.
Big shout out to you
Every
guys.
time they came. You know,
I think they came for a while. They came for over a year, almost a year.
Yes, they did, and it was so. And then there was also this guy that played guitar. Yes,
Golang started coming in 2000. Came in 2011. I remember vividly.
Oh yes, especially in that outreach. Yes.
So let's talk about. Oh my God. So let's talk about some of the things we've done. So this meeting was every month, called In His Presence, and I was sharing with some people, like I didn't see it anywhere. It wasn't like I saw something. It was just an impression. That's why I believe strongly what was said in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, and some things are taught of the Lord. Because like the way we see the way ministry is right now, I thank God for it. It wasn't like that back in the day. There were so lots of ministries, different meetings happening and all of that. But we had tongues of praise that was going on as well. Yes. Bless this soul. The guy was just a blessing. I remember when I went, you were as you get vision. Now the thing is, now we call it these names, vision. This thing. I remember on our way to church, First Gospel Church, the last time I was away, I was walking down, I was just standing in front of mine. I think there's something in my heart. We'll gather people who worship and all. Big shout out to Coach Sam Obafemi.
Oh, yes.
So, Op 365 started in 2006, 5 or 6. Yeah, 2006. That's really rare for me to make use of my dates. And then Coach Sam would come, but it was just for women. But one, I can't forget, sometime in 2006, end of 2006, just kept like, you can't keep us out from this. You need to allow men to now, because we walked me to the gates because they're using my house. And I said, yeah, bye. So eventually I prayed and I felt like we should. That's when it changed. I moved to When Friends Pray. So between January and between February and May, I was praying to God where we're going to use. I don't know where it came to my mind that interdenominational. Now that's what I'm saying, that I'm not sure. I just perceived that because I'm in Foursquare, we shouldn't use Foursquare for things as a Foursquare name. So went to Redeem. And then I remember there was no cinema. I just felt led to go there. I went there, not because there was a service in the afternoon. I knocked on the door. A young man came out. I told him my vision. And I said, oh, wow, that's great. And how much something like that? You know what to tell you to do?
This PI has always been daring. I wonder what a mom would have been thinking when he saw him walk through.
I said, write the letter and bring it. I brought the letter and I was invited for an interview. It was about a 10-man or more interview of elderly men in First Gospel Church.
Wow. Yeah, I remember you shared it in one of the meetings.
Yes, like we just went and I said, so tell us. I just went. Now, if you think I'm petite, you might say I just say, now that you have enough definition, something. I said, why are you not using? Also said, well, I believe it's God to be interdenominational. And now I'm thinking about it. Where did that come from? Just God's faithfulness. All right, and then we started having every month. And then the series came in. We can't really establish where it came in, but I can tell you we're not there June 2007. Maybe July. That's when we sang this song. No, there's a song that we used to sing. It's like you just keep changing it. It has,
not Manifest.
Oh, let's talk about. Oh God, I just jumped in. Let's talk about Airways. Let's talk
Something
about.
happens.
Guys, we sang.
Stand out.
I was the one that took please. Let me just really that then when my musical career was really going so well with the preaching anointing, the music was going till he left. Not left because he had to leave. God sent him on an assignment, but he's back.
We went to serve.
Before you went to serve, Joe, when school happened, my music was just going down like this, and this was going. This guy is at fault.
I was very much involved in school ministry. Ministry in school, that's very much involved.
As well as this, as where was going on. I remember year one when we had to take buses because I went to school and I take buses from school. So let's talk about December. I remember 2007 December, and we did a program that we brought kids from Red Cross.
Yeah.
And we did drama. There's this drama group that came that they used to do. Now I know my Redeemer lives that.
Kingdom Dance.
And then your brother was always coming to dance for
Yeah,
us.
oh, that is true. Jesus, me, I remember this thing so well. Michael,
Yes, Michael is
Fit
Michael.
Mike.
Yes, Fit Mike. Check him out. He's in Abuja.
Yeah, he's
Amazing.
getting married.
Yes, he's getting married, and he's thinking about how he's going to really do his dance because that guy is so anointed. I think one of the things God has blessed us with people.
Yeah, the gift of men. Bi, in fact, you know, Bi, I want us to talk about those times we were having in your house.
Wait, but okay, should we talk about that one first, or should we talk about the song? Let's talk about that
Okay,
first.
the song.
No, let's talk about that
Let's
first. Let's talk about office. So we started having rehearsals every
Yes.
Tuesday,
Every Tuesday.
for 5 years.
Every Tuesday.
Really for 5 years?
Yes, Tuesday nights.
Right? Even though you're in school, you're still coming.
Yes, but see,
We're doing rehearsals, and it was rehearsals. We're singing, we were praying.
yes.
Lord, use us. Now I'm so sorry to all my neighbors. Like, I'm good. I'm like,
Oh my God.
and we're always praying. You know, Holy Ghost, and really, you know. Sometimes I'm looking at the beauty of we didn't have definition. When I mean definition, we didn't have a name for it that it's the prophetic is, but these were manifestations that were happening, or is healing, anointing, or is word of knowledge, and all of that. Remember when there's one brother we're always praying for, that God is always, we always pray for him, Lord, come out, use him.
Jesus.
And a big shout out to Gideon, George,
Grace.
Nike, Faith,
Dupe,
Precious. Dupe always will go to work the next day. She'll come for rehearsals.
Yes.
I hope I'm not getting trouble.
Precious.
Um,
There was also Lucky. There was what was that drummer's name?
George.
George.
And we had football.
Hey, there was why did I forget this guy? Sunday.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God.
There's another guy. God, I can't remember. How won't I remember his name? Is that at the church that we used to use?
No. We can't miss him. No.
We'll be back.
I'm seeing his face.
I've seen his face.
I've
seen his face.
I've
I know
seen his
what we
face.
did for us was the journey. We're going out, we go for meditation together and all of that. So we had those seasons in my house where we had prayers. I was just praying. We didn't even know what it was that we were, declaring and what we're praying about. But God was really visiting us. I think it was just that it's always been the hunger, really. And then we're meeting every month, and we had a meeting, and then we're great, and we entered the season of, we did our first crusade, the outdoor event at Jack and Jill School.
Yeah, Jack and Jill, and then there was another one.
We did 3.
Yes.
Jack and Jill, there's one, I don't know what happened, I think I was not around, and then there's another one that we did at...
Yeah, right, the stage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that one, the second one was the one at the proper stage at Red Road.
Yes.
And then...
Where we did stand out.
No. Stand Out was the first, Jack and Jill. I remember I went to the school and I said, this is the vision I have. I have the vision. Oh my God. He's always, my name is Mr. Olabi, there's something like, and God just, no, I was not Olabi, Mr. was. And then they allowed me, bless her soul, she's gone. It's like, I'm just intrigued. Then we had that meeting, the first ever outdoor crusade. Beautiful young people who were singing. And imagine, we didn't look like the kind of songs we were singing. This man here, we're making us score some and we'll be singing it. I did that stand out. Let's go. It's about to go down. The battle has begun. It's time for you to choose which side you're gonna be on. The devil is recruited, taking every man, but he's already defeated. All you have to do is stand. No time for mixing light with the darkness. Be black or be white. No more shades of gray. Be separated, be holy. No matter what you do, don't bow. And even say stand alone. Stand anyhow. Rise up, people. Yeah. I love the second man.
God's way is cool. No one arrests nobody the wrong way. I was like me trying to make it. I like the name. I expect the right to stand down and go against the grain. No guy trying to be down. Let the world know you've been changed. Are you gonna be a praise leader? When you listen to R&B and hip-hop is on your ringtone, and I tell God's gonna please. And since when did it become cool for you to live together unmarried, man with man, women with women? I'm telling you, God ain't gonna have it.
And they react so much from last and Jesus, I see you.
Jesus, we did that to Jesus.
There was one that we did that was there was one that we did that was very like people kept asking us to do that song again. I can't remember the song, the very known song, but big shout out to you, Issy. Honestly, you've been consistent, like scoring, stressing. You pronounce it to the T. The T.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
amazing.
God.
Yeah, you know, for me, you know, the thing when I see what's happening right now,
Right.
and I see what was happening then, whatever's happening right now, see, you know, those things we're having then in your house, wherein some persons would just go and then hold some persons, praying for them. You know, it was like ministry teams. I'm serious.
Yes.
And it was in the darkness.
Yes.
Sometimes there will be no light.
Yes.
Nigerian factor.
And
We
I know
just
then.
there were broken. People were
Oh my
vulnerable.
God. You were always
Jesus.
sharing that.
I remember one night like this, everybody came and started
Saying
saying their
their
weak points, their
Secrets.
Jesus.
Oh my God. So some of the things that happen
lot
on
of
the
healing.
morning prayer call where we just share. Thank you for bringing my
Yes.
attention to it. Apparently it's been
Wow.
happening. Yeah. It's just
been
like
happening.
God is just taking it on a large, like it's the same thing.
Yes, it's just the same thing. So that was just what was happening, you know, in that little corner. And lives were being transformed. You know, PI, I'm very amazed at that. You know, sometimes when I even came home, just be looking at this PI like this. You know, PI would just be singing one song like that and prophetic as broken up. So whatever we're saying right now, it's up there.
Wow.
And I really, really celebrate God for your life.
Thank God.
In fact, to just think that, you know, one could nurture such a vision and stay consistent at it. I mean, PI, that's what I'm really amazed at you. And
God.
in fact, I'm so privileged to see that little thing that was happening there
Yes.
and see what it has grown into. Like
and
you know,
it's
a mustard
really
seed, a giant tree that
Absolutely.
has so much branch, you know, that people can come under. So many persons transformed. In fact, just on Sunday, somebody was just chatting me that my fiance, she attended that meeting you posted. I said, really? So I now went to screenshot from the group. Is it this person? They said, you're even closer to. I said, I don't know her really, but many persons are mentees to PI.
Wow.
No, sincerely, I'm very amazed, PI. I'm very, very amazed at that. And I really want to bless God for your life, for having stayed true to the vision. You know, you were just like a pregnant woman carrying that baby.
Wow.
You know, regardless of the seasons. You know, it wasn't popular to see a young lady then.
Yeah. I'm
You
like,
know,
whoa.
meetings and a lot of big guys coming around for the meeting. We didn't
Actually,
have a lot of guys, more guys than even females. Yes.
Back in the day, there was more guys than female. And my mom was always like, hey God, these children, because we didn't know male, female. Talk about the days we used to go through across the canal to come to
Yes,
Church
come
of
to my
God missions.
church.
I said Church of God, church. Church of
God,
God mission.
oh Jesus, I appreciate all my pastors then.
Because we needed places for rehearsal. After a while, we needed to rehearse keyboard, we needed Jen, and also we couldn't keep using the house because of the noise. So we'll go to, there was one that was uncompleted building. Church. Then when I went to the one that we had to go to people's houses and tell parents, we're going together, they release their word, they will go, trek, cross the road. We had people of different age groups. It's always been like that. People that were way older, who were younger, cross the road. I remember when we crossed the canal because there was no path. You cross the canal, and they were all sleep on the altar. And I thank God because there was nobody was impregnated, because my mom was like, because it was like we didn't know man, woman, not because there were no boundaries, but when we are done rehearsing or praying, gosh, like you're right, the very thing we see, the same prayer, the same passion, the same burden, it's gone deeper, God has, because we're done praying and all of us just lay down and we sleep. The girls will be on one side, the guys will be also. Sometimes we're all just sleeping. The girls are like, boys like this, and we're just sleeping. And
no. I am so amazed. I am so amazed. I am so amazed. I am so amazed. I don't know, man. See, I just want to say this to anybody, wherever you are, whatever God has given to you, it is big. Nurture it. Stay faithful to it. You don't have to look down on it, because man, the vision is for an appointed time. So all it just needs is your commitment to it. And that's what I see PIU have been. In fact, when I came back and I entered PI's office, I was like, PI, is this? Because I couldn't reconcile it.
Wow.
I'm serious. I couldn't just reconcile it. That's, in fact, it's massive.
Wow.
Let's go for your life. Yeah.
Wow. And God is just getting
This
us
is
right
just the
to.
beginning.
Come on now, sing. You better sing.
Yeah.
So we sang another song we love. Let's go to song. Manifest pregnant. Hey, we sang that song again. Possibilities.
Jesus.
Now birth. Now walk.
Birth.
Are you on you? Travel.
Those guys only doing the prophetic. You don't pay attention during rehearsal. It's very, very sporadic and dynamic. To attain it,
Yeah, go ahead.
for it must come to pass. I decree it,
Come on, that's how you do it.
declare it,
Oh my goodness.
and call it.
But look, it's very prophetic. In the speed.
Jesus, very prophetic. Now that's what we are seeing. Wow.
What God's design
So that means, everything
you
everything
to
right
be. Pampanamba, pamparana, dun, dun, dun,
Hey,
dun.
Jesus.
Son of
Son of righteousness, King of the
Wow.
earth.
And write our own song too.
Yeah.
Kabio, Sio. How
There's
wonderful. Yeah, let's do that one. How powerful, so much incredible, invincible. Forgive my voice. Magnificent, mysterious. See yourself. How awesome, how terrible,
immortal, eternal, how glorious, how beautiful, majesty, wow, your majesty, clothed in majesty. Our songs are just coming. Songs are just coming.
Remember one day we had
Demons
one day.
tremble at the mention of your name. They are slain by the brightness of your glory. Angels bow down, the elders bow down, all creations bow down to your majesty.
So I mean, it's funny how even years after God is still giving us songs.
Yes.
You know songs.
Like this new one you just got.
Which one?
The one you just told us, like, oh, I just got that song, that spontaneous song during your recent ministration.
Yes. See, I can't remember this one again. Like God blesses us with the song, and by the grace of God, we're working on it. Once it's certified that we're ready to go, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna release those sound.
Like amazing.
Wow.
Wow. By the way, Orwell is the one that designed, one of the guys from the
Yes, all well.
Orwell designed. There's one more person. Is the particular person I remember?
This guy that his father has a joke.
Orwell designed the When Friends Pray. They just the logo. I don't know. It just felt like wow.
Yes, and it was, and in fact, always just had to develop into that.
Yeah, and I'm seeing where he is right now. He's doing so well. I mean, we have a lot of people scattered around the world just doing what God and and I think it's also consistent with what God has. There's always been an apostolic ministry.
That's right.
Meaning always releasing people.
That's
Because
right.
we've never had. I mean, people will go, come, transition.
Yes.
I mean, this man right here, had to transition. Even me, transition to different things and all. I think the greatest lesson is there was no pressure to perform. Very beginning. We didn't see anything. We're not trying to do something and all. We're just following the heart. And I think it's just something we need to maintain. Now that there's so much, maybe there's attention, there's social media and all. There's temptation to want to. Well, I always remind myself, let me see, you didn't scheme to get here. You're not going to start now. I mean, because you don't even know how to. So I mean, that's one, and also the fact that you don't have to just go back. The bishop puts it this way: just close your eyes, close your eyes, and just do what you're doing. That's how we're, So in the age of so much visibility, I don't want to lose that because that's how we got here. It was just daring to do stuff. One more thing, remember that program we did, Patient of the Trinity? In IT or something we did that we prayed that we're not using reading church on going towards Alpha. That's when Bishop came. My husband said, it just came to the first time he came for me. It was just my friend. Then he came on.
Jesus.
So his friend invited that let's go. This girl, he just came. He said, just saw people shaking, falling. One girl shouting on top stage. I removed shoe. Lord, Jesus. And he said, we're not more than 20 or so. I remember when we kept using that reading church that was so big.
Yes.
Sometimes we were a lot, and sometimes we were just the workers. And we're showing up every month, even though we're 20, even though we're what, and God is faithful. But I love that word Reverend Shegun said, the seed of God does not die.
The seed of God.
God has just kept us. For me, what have you learned from this? From all of this? Just being part of this? Because even though at the time you transitioned onto an assignment, but you never left because the impact has always been.
Yes.
I remember you just randomly sending messages. I remember when you randomly just watch something like PI, just keep going, this thing that we've been doing. And that's one thing I thank God for always having people that believe in the vision. Yes. As much as, I remember one outdoor that we did that where we already started when they started bringing sound. Because we just, it was just crazy. What do you have?
Yes, and even funds, even, how are you raising funds? But yeah, you gotta put the hand big, Jesus. Like, hours before the program, was it believing God?
Believing God, though. Like, come on, God. And I think God helping us from the very beginning to learn to go with His pace. So we don't want into debt, we don't want into things and all that. That's one thing they're still keeping up. But I remember just everybody bringing what they had. Whoever just drop this, drop that.
There was also Tunde too.
Sunday.
John.
Yeah.
John Omomo. I think it's in Delta now.
No, it's not. Don't worry.
Oh.
It's not in Delta, brother.
Ooh.
But it's okay. Let's leave it.
Glory to God.
But we thank God. There's Gideon's sister.
Grace.
Grace.
Grace AJ.
Grace, and they're just
AJ.
amazing people. We're just
Yeah.
and now we thank God for all the other people that are here with us right now.
Jesus.
Look at that place to Tolu Falola,
It's
to
a whole new-
Toke, to Moji, to everybody
It's a whole
now
new
ministry team.
It's a
you're
whole
right.
level.
That's what we used to do. We just someone go and hug somebody and we pray. My
God.
God, I didn't even remember. You just go and hug somebody praying. We just gather, everybody just sharing. Is what it is. Like, so the culture of vulnerability has always been part of the ministry.
Yes.
Wow.
It's just a trademark. In
Yeah.
fact, one key thing I've learned from looking at 15 years is once your heart is really in a thing that God has given you, don't worry. The quality of the heart that you showed in that little thing will eventually materialize.
Wow.
And this is what we're just saying. It is the quality of the heart
Wow. So
that they had shown. In fact, that quality of heart was what was drawing different men from different places. Different persons. Some persons, they will come for those rehearsals, finish, and they're preparing for work the next day.
yeah.
Like I know Dupe,
That was
Dupe
just
was
crazy.
the
Dupe was-
administrator amongst us, very serious.
Yeah, very serious human being.
Very serious.
Just
Serious human being. So that's just it. That heart given to that little thing. The MPI, it is seeing that man diligent in
Absolutely.
his business. And that's what I've seen happened over the years. And I'm so grateful. I'm so privileged that I'm part of this, man. I'm so privileged. That, thank God for Auntie Fikayo.
Yes.
Auntie Fiki.
We should know that she was born, yeah.
Yes, Sunday made me and say, there's this teens church. We now went to the First Square Teens Church. And then when we were not there, I now went to the Auntie Fikayo. That's what you tell me. That's why I tell this brother to come and help us.
Yeah, we will keep on. It's just funny because we've gone through seasons. We're saying it's great memories, but there've been times of tears, every time of watching it grow, the time where God took it, the time of it felt like it was buried, but the seed of God never died.
No,
So it came out, the time of God checking the heart to ensure that we're there. And I really feel like for those who
buried. Yeah.
Yes.
That buried thing. Yes, you know, when school came, there was a whole lot of challenge trying to balance, but yet
you kept going. At the time I had to transition. I was pastoring on campus. I had to hand over to somebody else and then came back, and you just seeing God do what he has to do. And I think it's just the grace of God. So when people say, oh, you've been consistent, I said, how can we be consistent by ourselves if not for the help and the grace of God?
True.
So we just give God all the glory. Cheers to 50 more years, 100 more years, generational. And like our desire is just to make sure that God is pleased. And you know, when people talk about how everything is about the Holy Spirit, because that's what it's been. It's called in his presence. All our monthly meetings, When Friends with Monday, it wasn't called When Friends with Them. Yeah. Oh, I remember the name of this. Oh, 365 was what before?
Household of Faith.
Okay. Household of Faith Fellowship. Yeah? Yes. That, and I was wondering, my mom, I remember my mom, HOF. I remember my mom was in a meet, I called for about some people in the house, and my mom was listening in. I just felt it was faith something. You wanted to call it faith? I said, no, it has to be faith something, right? And then, When Friendsville was called what before? No, in his presence. House of Faith Fellowship was the fellowship. You know the work we do now that's quarterly is the in his presence. Don't forget, House of Faith, we also have men program, and women program, and it's always been. And I've seen how God took. It was just that one thing that has broken itself into so many different things. The IRA, the SOI, the 365. Just think about it. Everything else.
Just one seed.
One seed.
Just one seed, and
it didn't come out all at once.
Yes.
It came out in season.
Yes, and the brand for that one seed was vulnerability with God.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so good.
That's everything that was happening there. We come for rehearsals, and then it is prayer, it is tears, it is openness, it is
the community has always.
Yes. Yes, man, sometimes, Jesus, we have to eat together sometimes.
We eat it together.
Sleeping in PI's house. Sometimes we sleep over at your house. Just money put, Jesus, your mom,
put something on the floor. At times people sleep outside, because my parents has a very big compound. So people sleep outside, put coil, this mosquito thing all around.
Wow.
And we'll stay there. But I really want to appreciate the sacrifice of everyone that's been part of this ministry. Everyone. For those that are not here now, maybe
and don't become mention your name. We didn't remember the name.
We love you.
We love you big time.
We love you. Nikki Ayobala and her sister.
Nikki and her sister. Yetunde?
Yes.
There was that girl.
No, it was majorly Idowu. It was Idowu. ID. That was also there
ID.
As well.
There's ID, yes. There's ID. There's another girl. Faith.
Yes, that was Faith.
Yeah, there's Faith. There's another girl that used to come with Nikki or something. Not Nikki's the younger sister.
I can't remember.
I think it's tall. I remember her name, Joy or something like that.
So, for me, it's just the fact that, and every time we're talking about this, we never talk about it in terms of just the people now or just people with then. It's a combination of efforts. Everyone matters, and that's why I don't take it for granted. Everyone that believed. But big shout out to Pastor Dami Luatongo, one of the people God used to speak a word. Back then, it came all the way to last. There was nothing. Back then in 2011, Pastor Dami came all the way to just be a blessing. I remember when we go to Peter King, I'm just in awe of God. Because some of the things that are happening now, we'll just go and minister in places. We saw the manifestation of the presence of God, the power of God, and things. I'm just so glad that God will be able to entrust us with this and share it, and all of that. We're looking forward to all that God is said to do. Our heart is the same. Hosting His presence, in love with His word, community. Now, when you talk about community now, I'm like, wow, the community is something that's been happening. And so sometimes, I think we can really look back and look at some of our journals, and we see the DNA of everything that it is doing. There's one that we're relaunching. I told them last year, I jumped out of my seat when I thought I got that vision in 2019. I saw it in my journal in 2006.
Wow.
And the thing that was there, which is the structure we use now, that I'm thinking, does it make sense? The blueprint was right there.
Wow.
Was right there.
Wow.
God is faithful.
is like a dream.
God is faithful.
This is like a dream.
So we look forward to seeing you at any of the next When Friends Pray. I mean, God has helped us. We've been in Africa and Europe. All right.
Glory to
I
God.
posted physical meetings there, but God has helped us to be, connect with people through the internet space online. And we're trusting God for much more. And you can visit our website to see more, to know more, to learn more, and see how God will take this. It's always been about revival and setting the person up to be vulnerable with God.
There's vulnerability with God.
Wow, so good. Thank you so much, Esiri. Big shout out to everyone on the team right now. Big shout out to everyone that's been part of this. Big shout out to everyone that's given, sacrificed, volunteered, done something or the other. But we know that God is a rewarder and He will definitely bless you greatly. God bless you. I'm recovering from the last When Friends Pray, so that's why my voice is sounding this way. If not, I would have sung for you. My God, in a very melodious.
It's a natural trademark. Voice cracking is a normal.
Tears dropping.
Tears dropping is normal.
God bless you guys. See you soon.